Whoa, it's that time again, baby.
Everyone's favorite time.
It's time for
Here's Looking at Yul, kid.
I'm Drake Amendola.
I'm Philip Romano.
And look, we got a very long movie this week.
And
this
look
month.
at Yul. Yeah, so we should get started.
Yeah. Oh, very quickly, do you want to explain the premise of the podcast?
We watch Yul Brynner movies without sound because we're just looking at Yul, kid.
That's right, and no subtitles either.
Yeah, no. Unimportant.
Okay, so we're paused at Truzer. We're watching... Okay, it's the 10 Commandments this month.
Sure is.
Yul Brynner's longest film.
Sure is.
We are watching on a Blu-ray set lent to us by our friend Taylor.
Yes, shout out to Taylor, even though he never called in.
It is split into two parts, two discs. The first disc is the first 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 48 seconds. So if you're watching on streaming, just remember, we're probably going to take a little break there.
Yeah.
Pause at 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 48 seconds.
It'll be fun because we have a hard out this evening.
That's right.
So,
this is the first time we have a hard out.
We'll see.
And it's the longest one.
We're cutting it close.
So we better start right now.
We better start.
So let's count in.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Yul.
Oh, there was a slight pause there. So Phil, I saw you look at me strange. I am using a PlayStation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. Now I like this. The screen just says the word overture. I'm assuming
That's right.
Is a musical?
No, I don't believe it is.
Overture of like the film score.
It's a big epic,
fun.
You know?
Yeah. That's cool. Very boring to look at, but it's cool. This kind of looks like Hercules. The lettering.
Oh yeah, the Disney Hercules.
Yeah, Disney Hercules. Yeah.
Which, I mean, we never finished last month.
Yul is.
No. We never finished last month our run through of all the shows we've seen together.
Oh right.
But the Disney Hercules at the Public is a show that we saw at the same time, but not sitting together.
True. And I mean, we'll have time to finish that list today, I think.
I don't think we're going to though. I think you gotta wait for Yul's birthday, which is the day of the Tonys.
Right.
For our special Yul birthday celebration.
Yep.
Live stream? Maybe.
We'll see.
This overture is still going. I'm kind of worried that I have it paused, so I'm just gonna check. Nope. It's just 2 minutes in and still an overture. Oh, right. Maybe this is half the movie, and that's why.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole first disc is the overture.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I have.
Okay, not a fan.
It's been a while.
Well,
yeah.
I got that movie for my birthday.
Oh, overture's over.
Maybe Christmas for my birthday. Something when I was like 8 or 9 years old. Yeah, a phone call?
All good. No.
My parents got me that movie for a holiday, or it was a present. It was a 2-disc set.
Mm-hmm.
And this seems to be an announcer of some sort.
This is already very different than what I was expecting from this film, I will say.
Is this movie about Moses? Maybe it's a film within a film. Maybe it's meta.
That's what I'm wondering. Kind of looks like it's like they're pretending at a stage production. I don't know.
Anyway, my parents got me this movie when I was like 8 years old. Probably not appropriate for an 8-year-old, but there were 2 CDs. This was one of my first DVDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there were 2 discs, and I watched the first one. And now I was kind of too young to get a lot of the jokes.
Sure. So
at the end of the movie, spoilers for Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the entire cast is arrested, and it establishes that they were like, weird and like fantasy and actors who've been murdering people left and right, and they all get arrested. And I went, oh no, they got arrested. Let me put in disc 2 to see the rest of the movie.
Sorry, I was fact checking. I thought this guy looked like Dwight D. Eisenhower, and I'm correct. All right.
Yeah, sorry. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the president?
Yeah. Put glasses on him?
Oh, you're correct. He looks like him.
Yeah.
I think this is indeed him.
No, I do not think this is him.
Anyway, the second disc of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, bonus features.
Great.
Not a continuation of the film, which I naturally assumed if it's a second disc, it must be a continuation.
No, I feel that was a thing, though, like to have a disc with bonus features.
And I was used to video games, which whenever I had multiple discs, it was the continuation of the story. So I was baffled as to why this very serious movie about King Arthur's quest ended with him being arrested.
Sure.
And that's just how it ended.
Yeah. That's fun. I remember, I believe it was Shrek 2. had a disc, a bonus featured.
Yeah, with the like Far Far Away Idol.
Yeah. And
starring
they had
Simon
a thing.
Cowell as Simon Cowell.
Yeah, and they had a thing which very advanced for its time. You could dub your voice over certain
Oh, was
scenes.
this on the CD-ROM?
Oh, maybe that would make sense.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that was very cool. And we're kind of doing the same thing now, except not.
Except not.
Yeah.
They're at the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens, New York.
I still need to go.
I did, when I was a kid, I went on a school trip there, and I did Babe, the voice of Babe the Pig.
Babe speaks? It's been a long time since I've seen Babe.
I believe Babe does speak.
All right, it seems like the movie proper is starting.
Yes. Paramount logo. Why isn't this movie on Paramount Plus? Why did we have to borrow a Blu-ray?
It's two plus for Paramount Plus.
Hien Amendments.
Yeah.
Charlton Heston as Ozus. I mean,
Yul
Brynner
guy.
as Amzies. The first letter of each name is in a big box.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's watching along with us.
Well, yeah. Baxter is Effertiti, Thierry. Dwar G. Robinson as Ethan.
Which, not the first letter missing you'd expect.
No. Von DiCarlo as Ephora. Wait, is Sephora named after a historical figure?
Maybe.
Abra Patch as Isla. On Derek as Ashua. This is a good podcast?
This is a great podcast.
We got
yeah.
Sir Cedric Hardwick as Seffi.
No.
Yeah, I'm not interested in this anymore.
Yeah.
But once again, we're back to a colorful screen. Vincent Price. Oh. Here's
yeah, we're still in credits here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a name. Douglas Dumbrill. Actually, not. It looks more fun than it sounds.
This sounds like an insult that the friend who lent us this Blu-ray would say to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, hey,
especially with two S's at the end of
Douglas Dumbrill?
Yeah.
Cavalry Corps, Egyptian Armed Forces as Pharaoh's chariots. This was filmed in actual Egypt?
Well, that's... So, Fraser Heston, the infant Moses, Nepo baby?
Oh, the original Nepo baby.
Yeah.
See, nowadays they would just use a de-aging technology to make that baby. Charlton Heston would play the baby as well.
Baby version.
There's a lot of... This movie is a gigantic cast.
That's kind of what I was thinking, that this is one of those, like, big epics.
Yes, I believe so.
Prince of Egypt, yeah. Should we sing Prince of Egypt songs over the movie?
Should we do a bonus episode where we watch Prince of Egypt on Zoom? Much like the K&I bonus episode, which we will watch on April 17th.
Yeah, April 17th. Gonna be released. I thought these were... Okay, so this is...
The Metropolitan... Do you think Dr. William C. Hayes still works at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York?
I don't think any of these people are still alive.
Okay, let's find out if anybody involved in this film is still alive.
I mean,
I want you to Google every name that has popped up in these credits.
Oh, well... What would the Heston Nepo baby name?
Fraser,
yeah. I'd watch that.
Fraser Heston?
He is still alive. He is an American film director.
Oh.
Film producer. He kind of looks like an old Ben Platt.
Can we contact him and ask him if he wants to make a comment for the podcast?
Credits. The Ten Commandments, and in 2010, The Search for Michael Rockefeller, and Richard the Narrator.
He's directed several features. TV movies, it looks like, mostly. City Slickers. Second unit.
Sure.
I think we should reach out to him and see if he wants to issue a statement regarding this film.
They now have a son who is like a year older than us.
Oh.
So.
What's that kid's name?
John Alexander Clark, parentheses Jack Heston.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this. We will never have a Jack on this podcast.
Well, this would be a cooler nickname if he had a third middle name that started with a K, because then it would be his initials.
Well, I think he should go Jack Alex. Jack Alex.
Okay. Jack-Alex. It's a great podcast. Oh, I forgot.
Hey, the Holy Scriptures. I mean, look, Yul's not going to be here for a while, right?
He plays Ramses? That's a big part.
Now, you know the story of Moses, right?
I saw I saw Prince of Egypt musical. I have not seen the film. I'm sorry.
I have not seen either of them.
Oh,
so why don't you
okay.
tell us the story of Moses? I know the broad strokes.
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, but we'll check in throughout, and you'll explain to me what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, he
looks like a lot of slaves are
like,
making a statue of Ramses, I would assume, or they're carrying it.
Yeah, so it's like him and Ramses are brothers.
Oh, I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like Star Wars.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like.
Or Community, the episode where Pierce finds out that Giancarlo Esposito is his brother.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Hey, there's Jack. Fraser.
Jack's dad.
Yeah.
I would say
he could still be alive.
The Blu-ray transfer of this does look very good.
It does.
This is definitely the best picture quality we've had.
And this was, I guess,
1956.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah,
good colors.
Yeah.
I would assume once again, Yul Brynner cast in a somewhat problematic role.
Sure.
Right?
I would assume. I mean, typecast.
I hate to do it, but do we have to cancel the 10 Commandments?
I mean, we should probably watch at least 3 hours of it first to decide.
Okay.
What's up with that smoke there? That looks like CGI, but I don't think it is.
Well, computers didn't exist.
Well,
they might have gone in and added.
That's what I'm wondering, to do a George
edition.
Lucas.
I would imagine they were just burning something.
Yeah, well, and I think
it's water or vapor or something.
Yeah, and there's kind of a blue light there, which I think, I bet that's an example of something that looks weirder with a high definition.
Yeah, I think a lot of movies actually look
the scenes
way
in
worse.
That wall. You're probably not supposed to see that.
Well, I think they're just supposed to be giant blocks, right? Like not cinder.
Oh, I guess so.
I think that'd be much more likely in older architecture to see the.
But the fin, it looks like a set of doors to me. Anyway.
Oh well, there was a curtain.
Yes.
Okay, now is this they're killing all the firstborn sons or something like that? Is that a different city? Because that woman looks very sad that her baby has been murdered.
Is she alive? She's very still.
Okay, maybe she's. I don't know. So they're sneaking Moses out of the. But Moses is the Pharaoh's son? Remember
yes.
In the Christmas special when I said something that would get us canceled based on religious aspects? I think this episode might give it a run for the money. But you know what? We have to have topics to guide us through this.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a topic? Because I have two potential topics.
One
One could take up the full 4 hours.
Oh my god.
Of the way, and one would be considerably shorter. So I don't know which one you want to do. Can run them both by ya.
I mean, I have a topic, and I also have. I mean, we have a recurring thing we need to check in on that we may need to check in on a few times.
Sure. I mean, we have a lot of recurring segments in this part. What are our recurring segments? Bully our friends into sending us messages.
Mm-hmm.
They never. That never works.
Yeah.
Offering a prize.
Yeah, kind of intertwined with that. Yeah.
We check our voicemails. What else? You didn't sing the theme song for our show.
Oh, of course.
That was all the cold open.
That was all the cold open, much like the long cold open.
That was the overture.
That was the overture.
Podcast.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Hit
it.
Okay. It's time to think about what we did, and we're gonna have fun. It's time. Wait, sorry, I messed up the lyrics. Let me try it again.
Yeah, you don't know the lyrics to your own.
Yeah, my bad. It's time to go and have some fun, and after we'll think about what we did, 'cause then this thing is very done. That's Here's Looking at You, kid. Great.
Our worst one yet.
Yep.
Is this a pre-Hays Code movie? Hays Code the movie thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of these women are wearing very little clothes, it seems, which seems like it wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, but I wonder also if there's like a religious exception or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, she's holding that leaf there.
That leaf looks very not real.
I mean, look at all these plants. Like, that's a... That backdrop there is actually...
That's a painting, right?
Well, I think that's like a... It's like a projection or something because it was moving. So like, that's actually advanced. Because I was thinking at first it was like a Wizard of Oz style with painted backdrop. But...
I mean, the plants in the water look alright.
Oh. I think they look like an aquarium.
Oh, she found a baby. What would you do if you found a baby in a basket? Say you're swimming, you're taking a bath. Right? That's what these women are doing. They're bathing and stuff.
Sure.
You're taking a bath. No, just in your bathtub.
Oh, okay.
And then you find in a basket, it's a freaking baby.
In my bathtub.
In your bathtub. It came in downriver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It came out of the shower.
The shower. Yeah. Full baby in a basket. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, do you remember when we would constantly talk about adopting a baby as a group and raising it with 6 parents?
I sure do. Yeah, I don't think we ever discussed what if that baby came in, disappeared in a bathtub.
Well, this is the best way to adopt a baby, right?
Just have it foisted upon you by the
river. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have to assume.
This is actually how adoption worked for centuries.
Oh yeah, that
millennia.
Makes sense. Yeah.
This is the modern day equivalent. The modern day equivalent of this is like leaving a baby at a firehouse, right?
Yeah, it used to be rivers.
Odd, be right because it's poetically just because firefighters use water to fight fires and other chemicals and stuff. But so like a firefighter is kind of like a modern day person who hangs out at a river.
Yep.
And that's what I've always said.
Always. You say it too much.
People are sick of it.
Yeah, he calls me in the middle of the night just to say this sometimes.
Well.
Okay.
I thought you might be interested.
Thanks. Yeah. Now
I asked you a question. What would you do?
Right. Well, I'd have to assume that it was the beginning of a new Bible, I guess.
Right. The Bible 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. It's time for Bible 2. Gotta get a sequel. How about you? We need some more religious stuff, and I found a baby in a bathtub.
Are you familiar with the TV show The Bible, which was an adaptation of the book, The Bible?
I am not.
And then they made a movie version. They compiled the episodes into a movie to air in theaters. The Bible, the movie. So this is The Bible, the movie, based on The Bible, the TV show.
This is not Charlton Heston Presents The Bible?
No.
Which Fraser was a producer on in 1997?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, they then made a novelization of that movie. So you had the novel The Bible, based on the movie The Bible.
That's
based on the television series The Bible, which was adapted from the original book The Bible.
God must be getting some great royalties.
Yeah, he's got a producer credit, but it's in name only.
Yeah. You know the thing a few years ago?
Look at those grapes.
That was...
Sorry, you were saying.
The thing, I want to say it was on NBC, and it was like a live event where they like...
Read the Bible?
No, they like carried a giant cross across a city.
Wait, this does sound familiar.
Because I think it was announced, announced as a live musical and stuff, but it was just like a big religious thing. Whatever happened to separation of church and cable? Am I right?
Wait, this our boy?
Look at that hair.
I think this is Yul, kid.
I think we're looking at Yul, kid. He can't wear a shirt.
Now this is 17 minutes in the movie, so we had to wait for Yul for a while on this
but
one.
Percentage-wise of the film, we're still early.
Now, here's the thing about like Bible epics or like things that take place a long time ago is, and once again, remember when I said we were going to get canceled?
Yeah.
It's kind of like fantasy bullshit, right?
Sure.
So I imagine I would probably actually really like this movie because it's about a magic man who is, a secret orphan, but not an orphan, with a tie. Secret orphan. And, there's swords and shit, and big sets.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
There's very little difference between, like, this and The Lord of the Rings, right?
This is the Lord of the world.
Well, Moses? And he gets
I'm
those,
good at religion.
He gets those statues, plaques. What are tablets? Tablets with all the rules.
Yes.
Which brings me to one of my potential subjects.
Okay.
So I've got two.
Okay.
The easier one.
Yeah.
Would be, so there are 10 commandments.
Yeah.
I was thinking, we review those, we come up with the 10 commandments of the pod.
This is my topic! We do our 10 commandments!
Yeah, the 10 podmandments.
Yeah.
Because, there's something like, thou shalt not kill, that's probably worth keeping. But some of these other ones can be condensed or combined.
But we shall kill in jokes.
Well, that one killed.
Yeah.
That one died.
Yeah.
I've got another potential one.
Okay.
So we've talked about how, obviously we have this great podcast that comes out exactly on time once a month.
Mm-hmm.
But we've talked about how, like, the real way to build a following is to have a weekly podcast.
Yeah.
And now this is a very long episode. We have got almost 4 hours to kill.
Okay.
So I would suggest that within this long podcast, we record many episodes of like a 10-minute podcast and then start releasing that weekly and not tell anyone that we recorded it during this podcast. So you can listen to the whole series of that podcast if you listen to this episode.
Yeah, and you know that what our secret is.
That's right.
Yeah.
You would know what our secret is.
Yeah. What if that podcast becomes hugely popular?
Well,
like, I don't know. There's examples of stuff like that.
The thing is, we would have to figure out what that podcast would be about. Of course, we famously talked about, this is the first time we're talking about it on this pod, but we talked about doing a 101 episode podcast about all of the 101 Dalmatians.
We sure did.
And I believe you have a list of all 101
I sure
Dalmatians.
I sure do.
Which I did instruct you to bring today.
Yes, I do have that. Before we get into that, though, I feel like we should check the voicemail.
Oh, we gotta check the voicemails. And of course, there's a song that goes along with that, right?
Yep. It's time for the segment. It never will fail. It's time to check the voicemail.
How many voicemails do we have?
We have 5 voicemails.
Wait, what?
Today.
More than 0?
Yes, more than 0. Now, one.
So 5 different people called in?
Nope.
Oh, four people called in.
Well, should we listen to the first one? And
sure.
What's going on here? All right. Here you go. Our first voicemail ever.
Hello. I am calling in because I am about 15 and a half minutes into the first episode of Here's Looking at Yule Kid. And I wanted to answer a question put forth by Philip Romano.
That's you.
As to why I'm still watching this as Googly the Googler has made his guest debut. And it's simple. I am a longtime fan of Googly. And I will never stop being a fan of Googly the Googler. And I'm also Drake's father. Okay, bye.
Oh, what a twist at the end there.
What was that at the end there? My biggest fan is who?
Your father?
Not my father.
Drake's father.
Oh, let me go get him.
Okay.
So my father called in.
Yeah, talk about being like Star Wars.
Wow. The best episode for this to happen.
Oh, man.
Wow, so he called in once, and then a few other people called in.
Well, we'll listen to some of the others, I think, as we go. But, yeah, I mean, it's good to know Googly has fans.
Well, my family's very supportive, obviously my dad would listen. I'm sure your parents have also listened to the podcast. And know it exists.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a fan, we got a listener.
Okay.
So, all your other listeners should call in too.
Well, we know that we do have at least one subscriber on Google Podcasts.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And that's not my father.
Wow.
And I actually
whoever you are, tell us.
I mean, it's possible that we have more or less now because I haven't checked the numbers in quite a while.
Fair.
But
that's quite an outfit on the screen right now.
Yeah, you could tell they put some money into this one.
Yeah.
I would say this is also the first movie we've watched, I think, where they have people that are not just white in it.
Sure.
There are also a lot of white people clearly wearing makeup to make them look not white.
I sure hope so, but no, I believe that is true. Oh, hieroglyphics. Look at that hat.
That looks like the Pope hat. Is this like the proto-Pope?
Oh, I don't know. What happened to Dwight D. Eisenhower?
I think he presented the movie. Maybe that was Cecil B. DeMille.
Oh.
Why don't you Google him? See what he looks like. You want me to Google that for you?
Yeah.
I believe that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What other movies would benefit from their director doing?
Well, this is the thing. Didn't Alfred Hitchcock would do that, right?
I think so.
Or at least in the trailers, he'd be like, "It's me, Alfred Hitchcock. I'm making a movie. It's real scary. Here's 9 minutes of me walking through the set saying it's real scary. Come see it."
Kind of like the trailer we did for this episode.
Yeah, which won't be released.
Yeah. So, too bad for you folks.
Yeah.
Too bad for you folk. I think you should adopt this hairstyle Yul has.
No.
Okay.
But you can.
Okay. You do like when my hair is long.
Yep.
It kind of looks like a magnet, and his head is magnetic, and you can move it around.
This is not real hair.
I bet it's real hair, but maybe not his hair.
Okay. It's probably like horse hair or something like that.
Yeah. They like stabbed the horse together or something. Here's Yul looking, am I right? Let's listen to another voicemail.
Oh, okay. Who's this one from?
Let's see.
Hi, this is David from Queens calling again.
Oh, it's my dad again.
I am calling to implore you to continue this podcast because I love it, and I listen to it every night as I'm going to sleep, at least for the past 3 nights, and I will be watching The King and I, or listening to The King and I episode in a few minutes, and I love it, and I don't want you to stop, so you have to keep going. You said you wanted the listeners to weigh in. I'm a listener. I may be your only listener. I don't know, but I think you should keep going, and you should find more listeners, because I'm selfish and I want more. Okay. So, when the Magnificent Seven, when you guys do the Magnificent Seven, I am requesting formally on the air with you, if you play it, to be a special guest star, because I love that movie and I love Yul Brynner. And I don't care if you're making fun of him. I don't care. Okay. Bye.
Well,
you guys are funny. I love you guys. Bye.
Oh.
Hello.
No, that's the first one. All right.
I don't think we're making fun of Yul Brynner. I think we're just watching him.
Yeah, we're looking at you.
But I don't know if he's seen the movie before. That means he's heard Yul Brynner in it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. We'll have to consider that.
Well, yeah. Well, we're probably still months away from that, I assume, anyway.
Maybe years.
Maybe years.
Who
Cool.
knows?
Cool. Yul.
Unless you want to... I mean, we've got a big fan who apparently listens to a lot. Maybe we want to turn this into a weekly podcast.
This one?
This podcast. Well, we're going to have the new podcast that we're going to record throughout this, so that should keep him...
Yeah, so...
I mean, he's going to hear it all now, but then he can listen to it weekly when it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, here's a fun tip. You can make any podcast weekly by listening to a little bit at a time.
I mean, I think that's what he did with the 3 nights. I don't think he listened to it over and over again. I think he probably fell aslein and then went back to where he was.
Oh, I thought he was saying...
Just turned it on.
Did we have 3 episodes? How many episodes do we have now?
This is the 4th one, not counting the bonus episode.
Right, so he may have listened to each one.
Well, he was just about to start The King and I.
Oh, you're right,
so,
you're right.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well done, David from Queens.
Thanks, David from Queens. So, wow, he called in twice. That's great. And then we have 3 other callers.
We have 3 other voicemails we'll listen to in a bit.
Alright, great.
We've got a lot of time to cover.
We do. Well, that's why we can record all those other podcasts, or we could dive into the commandments. Should I pull up the canonical 10 Commandments?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do it on my phone.
You have it on the original tab? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, my phone's kind of a tablet.
Sure. That's good rope climbing skill from that guy.
Oh, we should have called in Googly to Google this, but it's fine.
I have someone else who could search for it.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
Oh, there's apparently a debate about the numbering of the commandments. I just want a list of the commandments. They're not on the Wikipedia list? Okay, here we go. Alright. I'm just going to read them all to you.
Sure.
As we go, let me know if you think that's one worth keeping.
Oh, okay.
1. You shall have no other gods before me. Now, we know there were gods before this god.
Yeah.
So this is already canonically wrong.
This is also irrelevant to our podcast.
Yeah, so we strike that one, right?
So you should have no other Yules before me?
Come on. No.
Okay.
That one's out.
It's out.
Number 2, you shall not make idols.
Are we idolizing Yule by doing this podcast?
I don't think we are.
Great, then we're good.
But we...
I'm not sure I understand this bit right now.
Which part?
What are we going for with our 10 commandments?
Well, we're gonna make...
There's still a commitment for the world?
I think so.
Okay, because in my mind
yours
we were
were
doing
just for the
commitments for the
pod.
podcast.
Well, we could do both.
Sure, we got time.
I mean, either way, those don't make sense for the podcast or the world, I think.
Exactly.
What? We gotta cancel American Idol?
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Out of here. Number 3. You shall not take the name of the Lord, your God, in vain. Now, as we all know, I'm a lord.
That is true.
Of Glencoe, Scotland.
You are. And I feel like people take your name in vain all the time.
It's true.
Especially
also
our
not...
friend Taylor, who'd never called in.
I'm also not your God.
Oh, that's true. But you are our Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we gotta get rid of this one.
Sure.
It's out of here. Number 4. Remember the Sabbath day. Do you remember?
Friday?
I think it depends
Friday
on your religion.
evening?
Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
or Sunday. To keep it holy. Now, come on. Do we care about keeping it holy?
I mean, if we did, we wouldn't be using this microphone right now.
That's right. Today's Saturday, the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
For
I mean, today's,
some...
That might release today.
It's not.
Okay.
It might.
Okay.
That one's out. Oh, okay. Well, I think actually our caller might have something to say about this one.
Oh.
Number 5. Honor your father and your mother.
Wow.
Ooh, if we get rid of this one.
I think, yeah, gotta.
But now here's the thing. If we're talking universally, some people have shitty parents.
Yeah, I just had a terrible
Also,
thought.
my dad's honor is famously in question. This is we have an ongoing bit in my family. This would okay. This takes some explaining.
For sure.
So, have you ever vandalized Wikipedia?
Me? Yes.
Great. Well, so have I and my brother. We used to use it to make like a fake newspaper, and we would just like edit pages and make our own pages and like link to other ones for a kind of shared universe.
Sure.
And one of the characters in this universe, which was based on like the thumbnail at the time for like the Wikipedia page for Judge or something like that, was the Honorable Judge David L. But his honor was in question.
Sure.
So. Anyway, I think we gotta get rid of that one.
Okay. I just had to get this out of my head because it entered my head when we were talking about this.
Now remember, my dad will listen to this.
No, this is unrelated to your dad. It's
I just thought you might feel shame.
Well, yeah, because it was. Do you think we could get an internet debate started on is Yul Brynner a daddy?
Or a zaddy.
Yeah.
Or a yaddy.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's Yul
Oh.
daddy.
Okay.
I think that I bet if you go to Letterboxd and someone has written Yul as daddy.
Sure. I bet it's someone we know.
I actually do have a theory, but I'm not going to share it on the pod.
Yeah. All right.
I think you're thinking of a different person than I am, though.
I wasn't thinking of anyone specific.
Oh, okay, I am.
But now I am.
I'll tell you off mic.
Sure.
There was something, I listened back to an episode recently, which I don't do when they're posted, but sometimes do before we record one, just to get back into the... And there was something that you said you would tell me off mic that I had totally forgotten about, and I imagine neither of us will remember what it is at this point.
Oh, would I wonder if I listened to that in context if I'd remember
Maybe.
what it was. Yeah.
I don't know. Number 6, you shall not murder.
Hmm.
How do you feel about this one? Have you ever murdered somebody?
No.
On the dance floor?
Well, every time.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I said, like, my jokes always kill.
Right.
Groups of crows are cool, so, like...
That's true.
Yeah, does God not want crows to congregate?
Fucking God.
Yeah.
He made those things.
Yeah.
I bet he tried to keep them off the ark, too.
God, call in and defend yourself.
Yeah. If you don't call in, you hate crows.
You said it.
So does that mean... So this commandment is about how crows shouldn't congregate. This is a no loitering for crows thing.
I think so.
You shall not murder. I think we think crows should be able to do whatever they want.
I agree. Crows are cool.
So this one's out.
Let's get that on our merch. Crows are cool.
Yeah. Should we get a shirt that says crows are cool?
Yeah.
Should it be like a picture of Yul Brynner and then him saying word bubble, crows are cool?
Well, we wouldn't hear it if he said it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So he's got to be like... Looking like... I don't know how we would do it. Maybe Yul's wearing a shirt that says crows are cool on the shirt.
I like that.
Okay.
But except that Yul often does not wear shirts. He has it tattooed across his chest.
Okay. Number 7. You shall not commit adultery. Fuck, Phil, we're doing that right now. We're both adults.
You're so right.
So, what... God just doesn't want people to age past the age of 18?
Yeah. Kind of weird, God.
Weird, God?
Yeah.
What's your deal, bro?
Yeah.
I think this one's out.
Yeah.
Out. Number 8. You shall not steal.
Well. Yep.
Consider this, though. Stealing is cool.
Yeah. Remember when we both almost stole something from a place?
Oh, we went on a tour of like a company that
house.
Built props for Hollywood movies and stuff like that. And both of us almost stole a coin.
We discussed this afterwards.
And there was a point where Phil was like touching them all, like running his hands, and I saw him. And I was like, I wonder if he's gonna steal one. And I thought in my head, oh, it'd be cool if he stole 2, and then we both had one. And I distracted the guy that we were talking about. I asked him something. I pointed somewhere else, and I thought, well, if Phil's smart, he'll take this opportunity to steal.
It was so. We should. Yeah, my bad. But you're bad too.
I mean, yeah. He was looking at me.
Kid.
Number 9. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
I mean, what does that even mean?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
I don't know. Don't lie about what you saw or didn't see your neighbor do.
Yeah.
I think this one's great. I think we should keep this one.
Oh wow.
Don't bear false witness. Bear true witness. Or don't be a narc at all. Don't bear witness.
Right. Sure.
Alright, so we're keeping that one.
I guess so.
So we have one commandment so far.
Well, okay.
Or do you have a problem with this one?
I am thinking, what if we replace them all with the exact same things, but instead of you, we said Yule.
Yule shall not bear false witness against Yule neighbor. That doesn't make sense. So for that reason, maybe we gotta get rid of it.
Well, no, I'm saying... Like,
you're saying the...
Like, our corrected commandments could be, Yule shall have no other god before me. I think Yule should acknowledge us as gods. Yeah.
I mean, he is dead. And we're kind of making him live again.
Yeah. We are his creator. Oh, boy.
Well, number 10 is you shall not covet. Yule shall not covet. But isn't our whole society built around coveting? Capitalism is built around coveting. Are we not good Americans? Are we not good capitalists?
No. I mean, yeah.
So does that mean we're keeping you shall not covet?
Well, I see. I don't know. I don't care. Well, what are some new commandments, I guess?
Alright, well, so wait. Well, for the pods, none of these. Bearing false witness on a pod, is that important? I guess it is. If it's a true crime podcast and you say, oh, my neighbor killed someone, you don't want to be doing that on a podcast. But is it just for this podcast or all podcasts? Because in this podcast, I could say, I saw my neighbor killing sheep.
Right. Do you know your neighbors?
I know one. I don't like her much.
Yeah.
She had an attitude to me once.
Yeah, I also...
My downstairs neighbors are fine. They're pretty cool.
The one neighbor I knew moved out a few months ago. She was fine, but her dog barked all the time.
Now that means that neighbor was your dog. Now, if you could provide false evidence to get that dog to stop barking, would you have? If they were going to be like, we're going to take this dog to dog jail?
No, because I blame the owner, not the dog.
Well, if you could get the owner arrested...
Put in human jail?
Human jail.
That might be what happened. I don't know.
But would you have done it?
No.
So
however,
okay.
Current neighbors
are
often very loud.
Call into the pod.
Like, yeah, hey, people who live in 4B5.
Yeah.
Call in and explain yourself. Like every Thursday night, they have so many people over. I'm like, there's no way their apartment can hold this many people.
Maybe they're all getting together and watch NBC must-see TV.
Well, in that case, I guess.
Which I assume now includes the revival of Night Court, which I watched because you were late to come into this podcast taping.
Was I? I thought this is the time we discussed.
1 o'clock.
I could have sworn it was 1:30 or 2. Well,
I mean, I got to watch Night Court.
Good.
So
how was it?
It was some dated comedy, but it was cute.
Sure.
Yul was in full regalia at this point. I think this is his iconic outfit from the movie.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's Faria or if this older guy is his dad.
Well, I think...
Because I assume this movie's going to take decades, right? Have we even seen Moses yet as an adult? I will be honest. There have been times where I if Yul's not on the screen, I'm not really watching.
Well, yeah, we're not looking at Charleston.
No, that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who's who here. That's a painted backdrop, I'd say. Pyramids in the back.
Yeah.
Should we listen to another voicemail?
Sure. Who's called in this time?
Let's see. Let's find out. Oh my god, I have so many messages. Okay.
I do think you might want to get a little closer to the mic sometimes with this.
Yeah. Okay. We were on the third one, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay, this one, the shortest one.
Yeah.
Hey, David from Queens calling in again.
Hi, Dad.
So I wanted to say I'm a Roger. Okay, because I forgot to mention that the last times.
I don't know what that means.
And I'll be a proud Roger, but I would like to suggest that we maybe alternately also be called Yule Kids. So you'd be like, hey, Yule Kids. And I'd be like, oh, Yule Kids. Anyway, just a suggestion. Oh, and by the way, Phil, we can totally hear you. Your volume's fine.
Wow!
Bye,
What timing.
Wow.
Stop it. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Thanks, David from Queens.
Wow. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. So we said our fans.
Yeah, I think I remember this now. I don't remember how we got there.
Okay. So he's a Roger.
He's a Roger, but he would also like to be a Yule Kid. Yule Kids.
Hey, Yule Kids.
Hey, Yule Kids.
Hey, Yule guys.
I like that.
Okay.
Great.
I mean, he's the only one, so unless that one Google person weighs in...
Yeah.
I guess they're called Yule Kids.
Hey, Yule Kids. Great.
Yule Kid Roger.
Yep. Yule Kid Roger.
Wow. I can't believe my dad called in 3 times.
Yeah.
I wonder who the other callers are.
I can't wait to find out.
Okay.
God, we are not even an hour in. I should not have been going so fast on these voicemails.
Yule's got a dagger taped to his chest.
It represents the dagger eyes he has. Looks like a cat, but it's not. It's probably a dead animal.
Well, weren't cats like very popular in Egypt?
That's true. Cats were sacred.
Yeah.
Those are the gods you should worship.
So, commandment number 1. Yule shall worship cats.
Great. Etch it on the stone.
I don't have one.
I do. I'm kidding. That was a sound effect.
Oh,
got Yule Kids.
You.
sound effect that made my mouth feel really weird. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Do you need more water?
Nah.
Okay.
Oh. I thought he had a shirt, but that's not Yul.
That's not Yul. Now this looks like a screen behind them.
Yeah. Is that
Charles
green screen? They have that? It
I
looks
think
like it.
I mean, because they're standing in front of it. I don't know.
Right, but I'm saying like the edges of like his body, like it looks like
I don't think
it's
they had green screen at that point, did they?
Look at how that flag.
Maybe it was like
that
chroma key.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily like a green screen, but yeah, some early version of that. Because the way that flag looked in front of it.
It's possible this movie was the first one to do it. Who knows? I mean, I imagine this movie was very expensive and probably had some sort of leaps in filmmaking.
Yeah. Huh. Looks like there's some really fun sound happening right now.
Yeah, too bad we can't listen.
Yeah.
Alas.
I guess we could theoretically
listen to these parts.
If we have someone edit the film for us to just mute you.
I think that would be hard to record our audio. I mean, I guess we could upgrade our audio setup and have cans, you know, the
Yeah. I guess that would also we wouldn't want to play the sound in here because, you know, copyright. We care a lot about copyright.
You shall not steal copyrighted material.
We can't put that. No. Oh, hello. Oh. Whoa! They're lifting up the obelisk.
Obelisk is a good word.
It is a good word.
It's also one of the names of the 3 Egyptian god monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow. Oh no!
See, that obelisk did a lot of damage. 4,000 attack points.
How many extras do you think died on this film?
83.
Okay.
But as you know, extras' lives are expendable.
Yeah.
And they should be happy to even be included.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, they're not. No. Well, this is how that infant got their SAG card, I'm sure.
How much money do you think you do some extra work?
Do
you make a little bit of money doing it? What do you think the people who did extra work in this movie got paid?
I think these are actual slaves.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, sure is.
Aren't we all slaves to Hollywood if you think about it?
I mean, we sure are. We're doing this podcast.
Hey, this is episode 3, baby, of 50 something.
Oh yeah.
I did discover recently that we've skipped a couple TV appearances by Yul.
Right, but
should we talk about this?
Well, because I say our description of the podcast has always been that we are watching the films of Yul Brynner.
That's true, but is a film I guess
no, a TV show is not a film.
It's a movie though.
No.
Moving image.
Yeah, but that's not what movie comes from that. But a movie is a no.
Wow.
No.
Well, we gotta save it for the Patreon.
Yeah. We can do the TV show on the Patreon. Okay. Yeah. This is because see, look at like the edges. Yeah. This is a.
I mean, you can see the outline around them. There's the light.
There's some sort of early green.
I do think this is the movie we've discussed the most while watching.
Definitely. Now, there's still time. There's so much of the movie left that if we don't discuss it again, we can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's been 5 minutes since I last looked at the time. Oh my god.
It just flies, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does.
Well, we could. Your topic was the Podmandments.
Sure.
For this podcast.
Yeah.
So let's break those down. You shall not listen.
You shall
not
listen.
You, the listeners.
I think that's the second one. You kids shall listen.
Right. You shall not listen. You kids shall listen.
Yeah.
I guess we are Yul in this situation, and you, the listener, are you.
Another green screen. Yeah. So those are 2 solid ones.
So we got 8 more.
8 more. Yul shall.
Hit like and subscribe.
Great. That's 3. I think number 4 is Yul shall not have dead air.
Oh, so we just broke that one.
Yeah. Classic comedy.
I do think For a podcast that is not edited in any way before it's put up, we have remarkably little.
Yeah, no, that joke right there is probably the most.
We have a lot of me saying and ah, but and at least one instance of me slurping on a drink very loudly. But that's just air. That's not dead air. That's living air.
Yeah.
Living, breathing air.
Yeah. Much like Ramsey is a living heir to the Pharaoh, am I right?
Yeah. I guess.
Great segue.
I also think that I will forget these commandments before we're even done, but my dad can call in and remind us.
Yeah.
Because I didn't remember that Roger thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, Pops, if you're listening to this, just call every time we say a commandment and tell us what it was.
I mean, or just keep track of them and give us them all in one. Because we'll have 10 by the end.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't call that much. He's only called 3 times, and then we have these other 2 callers.
Yeah, which I don't think we should listen to another voicemail until like 2 hours in at least, because...
Alright.
Oh my god, this is so long. What's going on here?
These are some of my favorite things in it.
What?
Don't they change their clothes in that movie when they're putting on...
Oh, I didn't... Yeah, or Vanessa in the Heights movie. For fashion.
I like that movie.
I like that movie a lot. I think the scarves are funny. Oh, boy.
It does sometimes look like these characters are singing, but I don't think they are.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. They're singing emotionally, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this really does look like I Feel Pretty.
Excuse me. I'm tired.
Yeah. If I took a nap.
I once listened to a podcast where both the hosts took a nap for 4 hours.
I've also listened to that podcast.
If you think this episode's long, that one was 12 hours.
Yeah.
We ever gonna have a 12-hour episode of this podcast?
I sure hope not.
What about the big finale? What if the final episode of the podcast is as long as all of the other ones combined?
What if?
We don't have to tape it all at once. That could be the only one we edit.
And by edit, I mean
I'm just putting them back together. Yeah.
We'll discuss.
Maybe for a Yule birthday episode or a Yule log episode. We'll see.
Yeah. So how about that Yule?
How about it? Do we want to do another? Do we want to? What are other podcast ideas we've had that would be good for short form weekly?
I mean, the Dalmatian one. I know we've had other ones. I'm so hungry.
Uh-oh. Well, we have another.
I know.
Hour and a half before this episode.
Before this disc is over.
Right.
Which, we have discussed, do we do one disc per episode or...
Right, is this a 2-parter? You, listener, will know because the episode will either be called The 10 Commandments or The 10 Commandments Part 1.
Yeah. So in a way... Well, actually, in every way, you're living in the future.
You're living in the future.
You're living in the future.
Number 5, Yule shall live in the future. Great,
except for the live episode.
And except for Yul Brynner, who shall not live in the future.
Is that another commandment? You shall not live.
You shall not live.
Oh boy.
Now here's the thing. We could be one of those podcasts where people just eat on mic.
We could be. Okay. What's going on there?
Always kind of annoying, but.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm good waiting. But...
What'd you have to eat today?
Popcorn?
An
apple. Popcorn, an apple, and some popcorn, and some Swedish fish.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah.
What was
that? The apple was breakfast, and then the candy and popcorn was lunch.
Now I have a question for you, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could vamp by yourself for a little bit? Because I really have to use the bathroom.
Well, I was gonna ask the same thing, so you go first.
Well, how long are you gonna take?
Not as long as you.
You go ahead.
All right.
I'll vamp.
Okay.
Listener, this is what happens when there's a 4-hour podcast episode tape. Is people need to leave. Sometimes it's just okay. Phil's gone, so we can have the googly hour if we wanted to. if we wanted to, but we don't. We have to. I also okay. Someone seems to be like wooing the main woman, and I don't know what Charlton Heston looks like, and I don't know if he's been in this movie yet or not. It's possible this is him right now. I don't think so, because isn't Moses like not in Egypt? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but we've either not seen Charlton Heston at all, or he's been on screen every other minute, and I just don't know. I just don't know. Also, there are really cool carvings of antelope, or what are those? No, an aurochs is bigger. It might be an aurochs. Are aurochs dead? Aurochs are extinct, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just realizing now that this seems to be recording on 2 separate audio channels. I mean, I guess it's recording in stereo. So I guess if you listen to this in stereo headphones, it might be... I don't know. Listen, it's hard to host a podcast just by yourself, is what I'm learning right now in the moment. What should we do? Well, you know what? Have we looked at all the commandments? Oh, no. What was the hospital that Yul died in? If it was Mount Sinai, that would be pretty fun, but I don't think it was.
I think it was.
Oh, you think it was?
It was in Mount Sinai branch on 69th Street.
All right, well.
I know it was on 69th Street. I feel like it's Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai, famously named for the mountain that the Ten Commandments were gifted upon.
So true.
I do have to say, at this point, I no longer have to use the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
It's not because I pooped myself.
I didn't think so.
It just comes and goes,
Yeah.
Are you looking for an outlet?
Yeah.
There's one over there. I don't know if it will extend if you need it during the...
Let's see.
There might be one next to that chair.
That's what I was wondering, if it's closer... Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we have a lot of outlets.
And right now, we're using the created outlet.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
I learned that it's very hard to host a podcast by yourself. Maybe if it was scripted. Should I script some stuff for future episodes for when one of us has to...
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That sounds like a good idea. Good use of time.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast.
Yeah. The levels went way up there.
Yeah, what's happened here?
I don't know.
Still the same mic? Okay, weird. There's like buzzing. There must be like feedback or something going in there.
Well, there's really no way to fix it unless we pause
No.
the podcast.
No, we'll work through this. We should be able to see.
Apologies to the listener. Now, can you do this without pausing the...
Yeah, I think so.
Start we're already monitoring. So.
No, monitoring would be... no.
There was a previous episode that seemed like it had a loud buzz while we were taping, and then when I listened back, wasn't as bad.
Oh, wait.
It's very high.
I'm worried.
Well, we could pause the movie.
We could.
Alright, so let's count down and we'll pause the movie.
Alright. Unless they can't hear us anyway, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah, there's something there. 3, 2, 1, pause.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Don't pause.
Oh, okay.
Pause.
We're paused at 50. Yeah, that's fine. We're paused at 57 minutes and 25 seconds for those watching along. That's the Blu-rays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Okay. We're going to look into whatever's going on here. I'm going to press pause.
I guess so.
Okay, folks. So here's the deal. Our mic is broken. So this episode's over. The Ten Commandments episode will now be a trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's picking you up at all.
That makes sense.
So thanks for listening, and tune in next time for the exciting continuation. So we're stopping here at 57 minutes and 25 seconds. 57 minutes and 25 seconds. Just putting that in there so that we can find it later.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time. This was Here's Looking.
At you, okay?
No, that